Is it a little too dark?
Are you ready, honey?
Yes. Yeah. This time we have a.
We have the photos.
We got
the photos. Yeah.
The photos. Yeah.
And then we're going to save the sobriety for Ansley. A really good thick episode.
Yeah. Exactly.
A really thick one.
So just let's keep the mics.
Okay, and then you can edit this.
Yeah.
But we already started, right?
We started,
Yeah,
but we will.
Good. Behind the scenes. Okay, perfect.
Okay, so this is rolling, and we should. Is it?
Are you ready?
I feel like it's good. Yeah. The SIGs. It's
Okay.
For on brand, right?
The SIGs, on brand girl. She got healthier. She's doing American Spirits, girl. She took her suggestion from her sponsor, and she's doing American Spirits, girl. But I'm craving those Marlboros because they have arsenic and fucking addictives in there, and I'm just craving them. But you know what? It's like one eyelash at a time, and we got to start here. So. Hopefully, it will work. It will work.
Yeah. One eyelash at a time. Yeah.
There you go.
Sage. We're gonna burn some sage.
We're good. We already burnt it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Maybe during the podcast.
Oh, during the podcast. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, welcome everybody.
Welcome everybody. Hi, Eugenia.
Hi.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm not a morning girl, but I was excited to do this today with you. Welcome to the Nobody's Listening podcast. Can you tell the folks why we picked that name?
Because nobody's ever listening. Anything that we do, we learn. I mean, sometimes I'm guilty of that. Sometimes I'm not listening.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm not listening.
Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes the world is not listening.
Most of the time.
The world is not listening. Plus, it's a very intimate song for me and you. Mm-hmm. One of our clients came in and sang that song to us. Means a lot to me. The Demi Lovato song. I'm not sure if it's called Nobody's Listening. Is it called that? Yeah. But anyway, it means a lot. And she just came back from a relapse, and she performed in the Grammy stage. And she got all choked up, and she had to start the song over. And there wasn't a dry eye in the house. And it was like attached to, like, I could relate. Like, nobody's listening, like, when you pray, like, and then you feel stupid when you pray because you feel like nobody's listening, And, and so you develop that conscious contact. And then God hears you. God will hear you. And that's why she's doing really well today. And I'm doing really well today. Thank God. One day at a time. One eyelash at a time. And Eugenia is doing well. Because she's not one of us. You're not one of us.
Well, I mean...
You have, like, addictive tendencies.
Yeah.
But
not drugs, really, but, like,
Other issues.
Other issues, yeah. I mean, like, I was having a glass of wine every Friday. Like, I was starting to get addicted to that. And I know that could progress. That could have progressed, so I kind of stopped it. And my mom really helped me because my dad had problems with addiction, with alcohol. So she saw the trend, and she knows I have addictive gene, and she stopped it. But then I have had issues with food, negative thinking.
Oh, so you are one of us.
Yeah,
welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome, girl. We saved you a seat right here.
Yeah, right here.
Next to the queen, honey.
And we were just talking about the sponsor, and I have like a gym sponsor right now, my friend, that pushed me to be working out.
Yeah.
And for years I would start and stop, start and stop, and then finally she's there.
She transformed.
I don't want to drag her.
Now, I need a little gym sponsor. Yeah. So I have a drinking sponsor, in the program. But as far as a gym sponsor, I'm eager to get that, And I do need that extra help, because sometimes I don't have the power, you could excuse all you want, but there is 3 stores involved and 3 dogs and a big house. And, it's like hard to get to. And I formed like kind of bad habits, like in the morning, instead of like putting on the shoes by the door and like running to the gym or like go in the pool or do something active. I just sit there on my phone, basically. I get stuck. And then I'll have cigarettes, and I just love to do that with coffee in the morning, and I love it so much that it's like trying to kill me, So now I'm making a little switch slowly, because easy come, easy go. So basically, it's all like it just bounces around. The addiction bounces around, and it's one at a time. And it's called slow sobriety because every time I do things fast, I'll gain back like twice as much weight. If I do things fast, it's like there's always a repercussion later. But when I do it slowly, and incorporate that in my and don't do it alone. I need like a trainer, priest, my sponsor. I can't do it alone. So, girl, all of us need help. You know what I mean? And really, nobody's listening.
Yeah, and I learned that myself that I'm also like you, all or nothing. It's either being on a diet and eating super clean or binge eating. That used to be me. It's either like, for instance, I had a mentality. Interesting, what we're going to talk about, which we will, about family, but that's basically probably the burning desire that we have, right? To talk about fitness a little bit. So,
right, the generational curse.
The generational curse, yeah, because some
and it's
people
a gift. It's actually a gift as well, but it's a gift and a curse. Yeah, it's a two-edged sword, But we are going to go into family today.
We're definitely going to go, but really quickly. So I realized that, it's a slow variety situation, and it's slow process, and it's not all or nothing, and it's slowly incorporating new things. And nobody should ever be dieting and going to the gym at the same time. You should be slowly, gradually introducing those things to yourself, and then it's a habit, and it's in you're a different person.
And quitting smoking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do.
So it's not
step.
advised to do all three at the same time.
No.
However, when you go to a rehab these days, like years ago, it was like coffee and cigarettes were so allowed. It was like, it was contingent on your sobriety, where you could like go to rehab and they had like a smoking section, and you could drink caffeine, But now today they get rid of all that.
I was going to ask, so what do they do when you come to rehab? It's like cold turkey?
Well, everybody's different, but the rehabs that I've been to, like years ago, like people will donate cigarettes. There'll be like a whole can,
Wow.
and cigarettes, and then also caffeine at all times. But now, like the last one I went to, there was no coffee. You had to detox everything.
Like cold turkey, like
cold turkey.
Oh, wow.
So there was like no smoking on the premises. There was no caffeine. It was all caffeine-free products, basically. So they're trying to eliminate it right there and then, So it's kind of like tough love, What do they call it? Something therapy, attack therapy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was the last one. I didn't last long in that rehab, though. I gotta be honest with you.
Did it work?
No, that one.
How did you stop doing drugs?
I left.
Okay.
I left that one.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like you can't put baby in the corner. So I didn't react too well to that. Like, you do this and you gotta do that and do this and do that.
Yeah.
No.
We rebel, girl. We can.
We rebel. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the same way.
I'm the same way.
So
don't tell Aquarius what to do.
Yeah.
Don't tell Scorpio
Any
what to
sign.
do.
I don't think. Sure. I don't think we're defiant creatures, especially as addicts and alcoholics. But there's a man in my yard. Ooh. Cute. Exterminator. Yeah. Yeah. Not the one that hit my car, though. Yeah, this is another one. Girl, like, I'm so glad.
I like it. So
I'm just glad we have laughter
Girl,
today.
it's flowing.
Girl,
Yeah, it's flowing.
you know.
Okay. We had lions.
Don't even analyze it, girl. Don't even, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
There was an earthquake the other day, girl. I mean, come on, like, don't even analyze it, girl. They said 5% chance it's going to be a huge fucking earthquake. So stay away from the freeways, guys. The underpasses. Like, I get super paranoid because I know, like, the one in the 99 or 2009 or whatever, the last big quake, it was all, like, freeways collapsing, you know, and that scared the shit out of me. So that's why I hate to go to malls, like the underground parking. I don't do those.
I don't like that either.
No.
Like, and I don't like elevators and tall buildings.
I have a phobia, girl.
Same, girl.
And also, like, when I'm I'm driving under an underpass.
Okay.
Like I go real fast to get to the other side
Same way,
because
yeah.
those are the bitches that collapse and kill everybody. Yeah, our construction.
And
Yeah.
elevators. What do you think about elevators?
I'm okay in elevator,
Really?
you know, especially I'm with somebody like, you know,
For some reason, when I'm at the, like one.
somebody
Okay.
gorgeous or somebody I can talk to, girl. You know what I mean? Because she loves to talk, girl. You know
I
what
have
mean? Yeah.
dreams, like nightmares, of me taking an elevator and it's going up, 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 and it's not stopping. And I'm past the floor I'm supposed to be, and I'm past stories, floors that the building would have, and it's going up and up and up and up, and then like some kind of catapult.
Well, that's a metaphor.
That's
a good metaphor.
Maybe I should.
Because you're going to go up and up and up. And that's actually what we're doing right now. You know what I mean? It's like we started like 6 months ago.
Thank you. I'm already feeling like I'm in
So
therapy.
maybe it's a metaphor. I don't know, girl. I'm just saying. Like
This
we're
podcast is super
going
therapeutic.
up, and now look at now we're in a podcast.
And it's super therapeutic.
In my home.
It's super therapeutic.
Who would have thunk?
I know.
This is amazing.
She's on fire today.
She's on fire.
Did you have coffee?
I had my coffee and my cigarette, but I only had one coffee.
Really?
And I only had like maybe 2 cigarettes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was good. I was excited about you coming over, you know, and us doing this
Right.
the podcast.
It feels like it's organic and it's flowing.
It feels good.
Let's
It feels
not analyze
good.
it, like you said. Let's not
Yeah,
analyze
that's
it.
the walls have eyes.
So the format would be Queen is the host and she's gonna have guests. So I'm a guest today. Hopefully you don't mind. But we're gonna have Maxie and Joe and Ansley next
My
time.
sponsor.
Yeah, Ansley.
We're going to talk about sobriety
Yeah.
and how it's taking everybody under and nobody's listening, you know. And basically, you know, we just lost a few people this week. I went to a funeral, Shifty from Crazy Town. And he was a friend and a client. And he came in a few weeks before the funeral. Before he passed. And it's so funny, like these people come by the store that I don't see for years, and it's like they're just coming by to say goodbye. It happens all the time. It happened with a few people, you know, that I deal with. And he came by and he looked good, you know, and we age, of course, you know, and I saw that. He saw me, but we were just so happy genuinely to see each other, you know, like we always knew we support each other.
How did you guys meet him?
In the community.
Did you make some clothes for him back in the day?
No. Like he loved fashion, you know. That's why for his funeral they gave out trucker hats.
You want me to bring it?
Yeah, it's in the bathroom.
Okay.
Go get it, yeah. So Shifty loves himself some fashion, you know, and it was like ghetto fabulous. Like he knew he had so much swag, you know, with his little mohawk, and you know he'd like really would come to my store and just buy like everything. Look how beautiful. Yeah. So this is what they gave away. They had an artist, a graffiti artist at the funeral. Matter of fact, they had like 5 of them. And they would just give me these hats away that say Shifty. And I didn't know him as Shifty. I knew him as Seth. You know, that's how long I know him. But anyway, he's gone. The funeral, there wasn't a dry. It was so beautiful. They did like the Dove release. They released Doves. Every rock star in the city was there. There was food, there was steak, there was ice cream for the kids. His children were there, his mother was there. It was really, really beautiful, beautiful ceremony. But he was 49 years old. And this disease does not discriminate. Like, it does not discriminate, you know. And he was in the program, you know. And my sponsor sponsored him. And he was doing really well at one time. But I know what that's like, the underbelly. Calling you, downtown LA, there's something about that fucking downtown LA, there's like a demonic spirit that just pulls you back there, you know, where a tent looks inviting to have like sex in a tent, you know, with 100 homeless people, you know, where it's like filthy fucking dirty, you know, and it's like, the disease is very powerful, and it got Shifty. So basically, we love you, Shifty. This is shout out to Shifty, Seth, Crazy Town. We love you. So the disease is taking everybody. You know, it's like, You know, there's a few celebrities. I heard basically, I heard Zac Efron OD'd, you know, and I heard they're trying to cover it up. But this shit is real. Allegedly, you know. I'm going to say allegedly because I don't want to get in trouble. But, yeah. And then Justin Timberlake a few weeks ago. Why are you driving drunk? Why are you still doing that? Like, you have children, you know what I mean? And also, you've been doing this for years, I heard, you know? So it doesn't discriminate. Like, it'll wake you up without your permission and tell you to go have a drink and drive drunk. So basically, we're going to talk more about sobriety, you know, and how to get relief before the disease strikes. And then, we're going to do that with my sponsor. That's going to be like next week. Yeah. So stay tuned. You know, nobody's listening. The world is falling fucking apart. We got to stay together. It's about unity. It's about being clean and sober today. So, and
you have a website, and that T-shirt is available, and I'm gonna put it somewhere here on the screen. QueenofMelrose.com, shameless plug. And then, go support Queen and get the T-shirt. T-shirts are made in Los Angeles, hand pressed here in LA by us, handcrafted, and designed by Cosmo.
Get your Queen and Sober T-shirt, yes. So I just want to say I'm very grateful to be sober today, another day, and
it's like it's work, you say, right? Every day it's this, like the same thing you told me. You can't be clean on yesterday's shower.
Yeah. You can't stay clean today on a shower you took yesterday. Like, it's maintenance. It's everyday work. Okay. And usually do it upon awakening, you know? But I didn't do it upon awakening today, but I did yesterday. So sometimes when you do it, when you do the steps yesterday, it will. If you do a real thorough and honest inventory, basically it'll hold you over for a few days, you know? But don't worry.
Like a battery, right? You have to recharge.
Right, you got to recharge your battery. Yeah.
It could be like, if you charge it not all the way through, right, it will last less. But if you're going to really
But the suggestion, it's true.
You're going to keep it all in.
Hello? Excuse us.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, my name is Richard. I wanted to offer you guys a free no obligation estimate on any project or...
Sorry, Richard. We're doing a podcast in front of the whole world right now.
And we're live.
Say hi, Richard.
Hi.
Okay, we got to go, Richard. We gave you a shout out, baby. Bye-bye. Nobody's listening. Nobody's listening. Is there anyone? Don't let me get into it, Mama. I will not stop, girl. Anyone?
Such a good singer.
Like, so basically, I was fortunate enough to somebody to DM me and basically said, I want to do your song. So basically, you know the memes that are going around about my
clips from Soft White Underbelly.
Yeah.
We moved to LA. My father used
right.
to work at a
My
podcast.
testimony on Soft White Underbelly. Yeah. So basically, in the beginning, it was like really like that's telling my story, and I was really raw, you know, and I cried and everything like that. And then all of a sudden, I see people like, girl, like kind of like making fun of it, and I was like, oh shit. Like, I don't know how I feel about this, but going crazy viral. But I'm looking at these memes and I'm cracking up. It's hysterical. So I just like, oh my God. And I'm like, I wonder how my mother feels about this. Because I was really, you know, my mother's in the story. But it's my story, you know, and that's exactly what happens, you know. And basically, if I could help somebody just being honest and telling the truth, and it happens to be on a podcast that has 20 million followers, basically, if I could help somebody, my mother's happy, the Queen is happy, everybody's happy. So basically, and it's so funny, I told you my mother came to me the other day in my dream, and she took me by the hand, and she's gone for like 10 years. And basically, we're really close. Lipstick, don't pee-pee, inside lipstick, no pee-pee. So the fucking dog wants to pee on the rug, and everything's white in this room. Anyway, so my mother grabbed me by the hand in my dream, and she's like, "It's okay. You got this. This is what I'm doing for you. I want this for you. It's okay, Cosmo." Because some days you wake up, you know, and you're like, the lions and the tigers and the bears. And then you feel guilty because you grew up with this guilt and this shame. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if my mom, you know, I don't know if she's going to be cool with this. And then I have a few aunts in New York who are not cool with it. They're like, how dare you talk about your mother and your family and tell the truth on a live podcast, you know? This kind of one, but I understand, you know, because they're old school Italian. So they don't really get it, you know? But, so she came to me in my dream, and she's like, it's okay. She goes, I'm actually doing this for you, me and Daddy. And just take me by the hand and just walk with me. And I woke up and I was like, it wasn't even like a dream. It like really fucking happens. And she gave me the green light to be like, Cosmo, I always told you when I was younger, you're going to be a newscaster. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. Go to Hollywood. Go to Hollywood. Even my grandmother like, you're going to go to Hollywood. Guess what, guys? She's in Hollywood. And their dream is coming true for me. And my dreams are like, this is beyond my wildest dreams. So with that said, there we go. Okay, so fashion. We're talking about fashion.
And maybe perfect segue.
Sobriety.
And a perfect segue into this.
Cigarettes.
Perfect segue into this. Your mother. And
right.
So yeah, we also want to, every podcast we do, we want to highlight a piece of fashion that is dear and near to Cosmo's heart. Something that he made or found, or, you know, something was gifted to him, because she's the queen of fashion with a giant fashion empire in 3 stores. And I was actually updating a media kit yesterday, and I found pictures of Nicole Kidman, Erykah Badu, Shaq. I'll show you. It's so beautiful. I sent it to Sarah Fraser so they can send it to the agencies. And it's literally like we have to print it out and post it all over Glam.
Yeah.
And we should put it on Instagram too, because people don't know.
Let's do it. Let's do like a little bio.
All of them. I was like searching for all the photos.
Yeah.
Shaq, like Erykah, Nicole, like you with Nicole Kidman. Megan Thee Stallion, the gold outfit in that music video.
The cowboy hat.
Exactly, cowboy hat. I got that in. So all those, and then Big Freedia with the BET, she killed it. You remember that book?
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Big Freedia.
Freedia, yeah. Big Freedia, sorry.
She loves you though. Yeah. She's good people.
Yeah,
she is.
She's and then
So yeah, you know what? I am not like organized like that. Like when I'm doing business with them and they come in and we become friends, like I'll take a photo, but then I'll be like, where's that fucking photo? You know, I really should save everything. And I'm not, you know, I'm not that queen, you know? Usually like business comes first. A lot of them don't like to take photos. And I get it. But, it's quite a plethora.
Some time to find everything. I was like scrolling through
Thank God Eugenia, she's like the human dynamo. By the way, like, I would not be here if it wasn't for Eugenia.
No, thank you.
Like, seriously.
But it's, you know.
Like, she does, like, all of it. She does all of it. And she believed in me. I'm going to cry a little bit till I believed in myself. And she's like, get in front of the camera. Girl, the store is slow. You know, business is bad. We don't know what's coming. You know, so just get in front of the camera. You're beautiful. And she always told me, you're so pretty. You're so beautiful. No matter what, she didn't judge like my weight or whatever. You know, a little concerning. Like today, we're going to go to the gym. We're going to do a little workout together.
I'm not judging, but only because again, it's
for my health.
Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same sobriety.
Yeah, and the fans are concerned too, because I sound like, you know, an obscene phone call. I mean, let's face it.
We love that.
But I was born with this voice, believe it or not. It did get more raspy with the cigarettes and the partying, but my mother sounds just like me. Yeah, it runs in the family. Yeah. So, but thank you for helping me. And thank you for believing in me.
No, and then that's why I feel like I should just start the gym thing with you, because it feels like whatever we're doing is working.
And you know what? And I would go with you. You know what I mean? Like, I need that push in the morning.
Yeah, even if it's once a week when we do podcasts, it could be our routine.
Yeah.
Like a podcast, gym, and then smoothie at Whole Foods.
Right.
With 2 scoops of protein.
Right. And remember, guys, you can't do it alone.
Look,
you know?
See? She's been going.
Look at her. And then she does this crazy exercise, like on one leg, and she like kneels.
It's so
Girl, it's crazy.
But anyway, enough about.
And her ass is ridiculous. Like if I had an ass like that, my boyfriend would stay home for real. I can't. Like, but anyway, back to
this. So you talked about your mother.
So I bought my mother this blouse. I didn't make it for her. I bought it for her, and it had to be in like 1979 or something. And you know, the ruffles and the whole 70s thing. And you see, like, Madonna wore it in her concert. And that movie, What's Love Got to Do with It? She wore this. And so this was, like, pre-Prince. You know, like the Prince and the Revolution.
Yeah.
See the ruffle?
The ruffles, yeah.
Yeah. So they got it from, like...
I didn't know Prince started that. I didn't know.
He didn't start it. No, it was like way before Prince. First of all, it happened in the 1800s. Like
right,
the ruffle,
exactly. Yeah.
You know, and the real like the royalty look. You know, but it excelled. People think Prince brought this into fashion because he wore the ruffle ascot, you know, and stuff like this and lace and whatever. But he made it work, girl. Like he shut it down.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah.
He shut it down, girl. I mean,
it's very European also.
Yeah.
Somehow, like I love this so much, and it's so well made and held up beautifully.
So I will not sell this blouse. It's in my store. It's kind of like in an archive, like right there, hanging on the ceiling. You know, maybe if somebody gave me like $10,000, maybe I might sell it. I'll go half with my mom, but. Yeah, this blouse, isn't it beautiful?
So beautiful.
So I remember her wearing this, you know, she was very like stylish. That's where I get my style from. And she was wearing this blouse a lot when I bought it for her with bell-bottom pants, you know, like a little Farrah Fawcett thing, you know, and I still have it. And I remember these people, it's called Design Today. So I would carry their stuff in my store. Two Korean sisters, and they made like the best clothing, like late 70s, early 80s, and they're still open.
Oh, I remember you took me there.
Yeah, they're still open,
my God.
And they're downtown LA. It's called Design Today.
And it's made in LA then, right?
Yes.
Made in USA. Oh wow.
Yeah. So this is like one of my favorite pieces because she would wear it and then I would borrow it and then my sister would borrow it. Like I would bring something home and like the whole family would wear it, you know, like that. Yeah. So there's a lot of history behind this blouse.
I'm going to show the close-up if I can to close it to the camera too.
Yeah.
So you guys can see if you guys are curious. But look at the details, little pearly buttons. And it's beautifully see-through. Beautiful. Very Chanel too.
Beautiful.
So we have some photos that Sophia.
But you know what? Let me add to. So I did this blouse, but I made it like oversized, and now I sell them in lace in the store. So I do it in lace, ascot. But now I do.
That's the inspiration.
Yeah, and it sells really well. This blouse, it's so beautiful, and it's for men, unisex though. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful. So basically, fashion just recycles itself, you know, and that's where this came from. It's like one of my favorite pieces. Yes.
Beautiful. So Sophie, that's the thing about doing things and getting shit done is. We last time we did a podcast was like a month ago or 2 months ago. So it's like it's all about consistency. It's the same thing with everything. It's the same sobriety thing everywhere, right? Diet, gym, being consistent on social media production, like giving yourself a word and then keeping that word, you know, like giving yourself a promise in any area you are and just sticking to that. And that's what, like, you're really good with stores. Like you said, you're gonna show up there at 12, 7 days a week for 20 years, 30 years, and you are. Like, that's the promise you are never gonna break.
Well, that was my work ethic, you know.
Right.
Now it's a little changed differently, you know. But for years, like 30 years, I was there, you know, through.
So that's the promise that you gave yourself. You kept it.
Yeah, I kept.
Isn't it feeling amazing and like, and you kind of that promise is thickening and getting bigger and stronger throughout the years. The more you're committed to it, the more it gives back, and the more effortless it becomes, right?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it's kind of everything. Like
It's like today. Like, I don't get up early to do a podcast. No, the first podcast was a few weeks ago, and we're like, let's just try it. Let's just wing it, girl, Let's just do this podcast. And I remember I was talking about a flower,
right.
Girl. I was still, like, asleep, though. And I just woke up, But then when she played it back, I'm like, girl, we should put that out there because it's really good. It's really organic, And basically, we got really good feedback, and they're like, people, the fans are like, could we do another podcast? So I'm like, let's do it. And then Eugenia, she's up in the morning at the gym doing those crazy exercises. So she's like, she gets up, she came here, and basically, yeah, and
you just get it done.
99% of it's just showing up.
Exactly. And
really.
Then especially building your routine.
Just show up.
If we can do that, and then we can do gym, and then we can do home.
Yeah.
She's like, girl, leave me alone.
Girl, one eyelash at a time, girl.
You have to pick up your car.
But that ultimately is the goal, to have a little.
At least like planting it.
Have a little ritual
even
in the morning.
Even if it's not happening today, like I want to plant that seed. That maybe next week.
Yeah.
We're gonna grab Ansley with us, and she's gonna do sit-ups. At the gym
well, I'm fortunate enough to have a fan who trains a lot of celebrities, older celebrities. And she DM'd me too. And she's like, I want to help you out. I'll be willing to come and train you. So basically, we're working with that now, that she's going to stay in my house for a month and just get me started, like mentally and physically. So I'm really grateful and blessed to have like people DMing me. And what about the hair?
Oh, yeah, Clayton.
Oh, my God. So all these dreams are coming true. Like, people are sending me jewelry right now, and I'm just like, what is going on?
She's an influencer.
Girl, oh, my God. They're like, accept the gifts. Sometimes you don't know how to accept a gift, And then my sponsor's like, you just say thank you. You just say thank you. You don't got to give them something back. It's like, put your ego aside and just gracefully say thank you. I really appreciate this. But anyway, so I got a DM from Clayton, who is amazing wig stylist
so sweet.
For the celebrities. So anyway, this is one of my dreams come true. So anyway, because when I'm not doing this hair, and basically I'm running around, and I have to get my hair done, why not throw a wig on, right? Throw a fucking wig on, just to fill in until I eventually get to the hairdresser. So basically, he came and filmed in my store. He goes, I want to do a collab with you. And he put these beautiful wigs on my head. They're on the Instagram.
I'll put pictures here.
Blown away. Blown away! These were my looks that I always dreamed about. It was like one look was really long. It was like Kesha, you know what I mean? I love her hair. Her hair is amazing. So I was just talking about Kesha hair. Anyway, he got me a wig, a few styles. One, I look like Sarah Jessica Parker, Sex and the City. You know what I mean? That's what my employees said. You look like Sex and the City. I felt like Baby Jane. I've written a letter to Daddy in that wig, girl. But he gave me another wig too. It was very beautiful, and one part was baby blue, and the next part was baby pink. And when I saw it, I'm like, really? Is it 4th of July? What is going on? When I put this wig on my head, oh my God, you guys are gonna see in my Instagram, the styling of it. It was beautiful. So basically, we did this thing, and he's taking my photos, and then he's like, at the end of it, he goes, of the collab, he said, I want to give you these wigs. They're yours. And I'm like, he goes, this one will last 100 years, the long Kesha one. The hair was so beautiful. And I was like, what? And I felt like I had to give him something. So I says, go in the boutique, pick whatever you want. He goes, no, I don't want to do that. He goes, I just want to give it to you because you're helping so many people, and you help me when I'm depressed, and I watch your videos, and you're so positive, and you're so raw, and you help so many people. He's like, just accept these wigs as a gift, right? And sometimes I still don't know how to do that, so I kind of just gave him a jacket anyway, But I'm working on it. I'm working on thank you for this gift, you know. But anyway, it was a dream come true. I have the most beautiful hair in my closet right now, and I can't wait to put it on. Yes. So that's what happens when you're a celebrity.
When you're probably because you give, right? So you receive. And we're trying to. That's the whole thing. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
To give and inspire, because we all are the same, right? We have the same issues and little demons and things that stop us, and everything that you want to do is just basically, it's usually you are in between that thing, right? It's a dream, and then it's you in between that dream, you know? Like even this podcast, like it was a thought, right? Oh, it's true.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so it's a thought, and then it's procrastination and like anxiety about this, and it's hot in this room, and I need to set everything up, and I need to drive here, all these things that are you yourself talking yourself out. But if you like,
but it's commitment. It's commitment.
Right, but when you like tone it down and you just say, this is me and this is the goal, and then all this noise, how about we can just lower it and it just come from point A to point B. And it's not that complicated. And the more you do it, it's like muscle. Like it becomes easier. Then when you have a new thing that you've never done, you recognize, okay, I'm gonna be anxious. It's probably gonna suck. I'm probably gonna be terrible at it at the beginning. But then you just remember, okay, well, I've done those difficult things that were new and I sucked at it, and it worked out. So like, calm down and just do it. Just do it.
Sometimes messy is a good place to be.
Yeah.
You know, I heard that the other day. I think Karl Lagerfeld, somebody came to him for advice, and it's like, well, I want to do a clothing line, but I'm scared, and I want to do a clothing line, but you know, this, and I want to do a clothing. He goes, messy is like, something like messy is a fucking great place to be.
Absolutely.
Just start it.
Just start it.
You know what I mean? Don't listen to the motherfucking chatter. Just show up and start it. And you're big on that. You're big on like not tomorrow. You're like, let's get it done.
So what?
And I'm like that too. I love that instant gratification, you know, when you know it's going to be good, or it could be fucked up, but at least you don't know till you try it, you know? So.
Can I confess right now? I'll tell you.
Yeah.
You'll be mad. So I came in here and I forgot camera's batteries. I forgot them. I charged them beautifully. I never forget them, but I forgot them. Guess what? We're filming on an iPhone.
Oh, they're not here. Nobody's listening.
Nobody's listening. We're filming on the
Nobody's
iPhone.
listening.
We're filming.
Not even Eugenia. You see? It happens, Queen.
So there you go.
Not even my producer.
There you go.
Okay.
Wow. We're filming on an iPhone, and I kind of don't mind the look. And like sometimes you have a clear intention, and shit still will happen.
Yeah.
But you still persevere. That's the word. And you move on, and you find ways. Like this is a perfect example. I was like, no way, I'm gonna let this queen down. I like turned blue. I was like, Cosmo, I need a couple more minutes.
Right. I'm looking for that camera too now. I'm like.
She's like, why is it
There's no camera.
Why is it resting in the massage table?
Right.
Eugenia.
Yeah. This is my massage room, by the way.
But anyway, this is just to give you an example.
No happy endings, though. But yeah, it happens to the best of us. But the show must go on.
Yeah, and it's going on.
The show must go on.
The podcast will be out even on the front-facing camera on an iPhone. I don't care. Maybe it's not going to be... We need a little blur anyway, girl, so...
Girl!
Maybe it's better.
She's fired. She's fired.
I love this today.
You're not fired. You're fired.
Fired.
There's a difference, Queen.
But anyway, so you want to talk about the photos? We have photos. I'm going to pull them up.
So a lot of the fans are like, soft white underbelly. Like they want to know my story, basically behind the soft white underbelly, how I grew up. They want to see pictures. So we were going to take this to the H3 podcast, but we decided to do something. We forgot because we weren't listening. See? It's okay. Dysfunctional. What did Grace Jones say? Embrace your defects.
See? Messy.
Embrace your defects.
No, but you see messy, but still going. See, this is how interesting. We just said this. This is exactly what's happening.
Should we call the podcast like messy something?
Messy, but still going.
Somebody already has that. I was watching her last night.
Really?
Yeah.
Nobody's listening is so much better. I feel like.
Hopefully you guys are enjoying it.
Yeah, maybe it's just fun for us.
We got all off course right now. We're supposed to be talking about this thing for 4 hours. Sorry.
So
Yeah.
Sophia, your sister, sent me some photos, and there are a lot of them. So maybe we won't be going through all of them,
Yeah.
I randomly pulled few up, and I just want to see, and I'll be showing you guys obviously on the screen right here, next to probably on this side, and Cosmo will be still talking. So
How are we going to show them?
Well, in a post production.
Like old school.
In a post production.
Oh, in post production. Okay.
I got you. Don't worry about it. So, which one do you want to?
Let's see. Scroll down, Queen, because she's going too fast right now. This bitch goes fast, 110, Queen. I got to slow her down, girl. It's medication time, girl. The one's a Queen. This is a drug.
And this is free, actually. Malik was so. Shout out.
Oh, yeah. See, it pays to be cute and go to the gym because she gets a lot of freebies, I'm telling you. What did I get? I got a free rent-a-car. What else did we get, girl? Because of your booty.
Oh, yeah. That, and then what else?
So many things, girl. So many things. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's a combination. Anyway.
All right.
Okay. So that's my Uncle Junior. Who was the Jehovah.
No!
But do you see how gorgeous?
Oh, gorgeous.
Yeah. So my family's gorgeous, by the way. My father is so good looking. My mother is beautiful. Like, everybody is just so fucking pretty.
This a little bit from this angle so I don't get confused who is Uncle Junior, who is not, but let me see.
So that's Uncle Junior.
Uncle Junior.
And they called him Punchy.
Ooh.
Because he was a boxer.
Do you guys see?
So he was really tough and gorgeous growing up, and he would be a boxer, and get into a lot of trouble. So, but all the girls wanted him, and I'm sure the boys too, honey. Everybody was chasing Uncle Junior. But yeah,
why? Like, it's so crazy that it all came together like that, and you're like, so my Uncle.
So when my grandmother turned to Jehovah's Witness. Out of being Catholic all those years, a devout Catholic, and then the Jehovah's came to the door. I wish it was Michael Jackson's mother. I heard that she goes to the doors too. Yeah, you have to do that. Like, when you're a Jehovah's Witness, you got to spread the word, So they're in groups. So anyway, one group came to my grandmother's house in Long Island City, New York, and she became a Jehovah's Witness like that. So there was no more Catholic. And then he's the first one who became so serious with it. But his lifestyle before was crazy. Like, he was always, beating people up, very good looking, probably drinking, you know what I mean? He saw the future. So basically, she was the matriarch of the family, my grandmother, and yeah, he became a Jehovah. It's about Jehovah, and he's still living in Vegas, and he's still a Jehovah's Witness till this day.
And still that good looking, probably.
Well, he's 90, but he's still alive, and he's still got all his hair.
It would be great to interview him.
He don't answer the fucking phone.
Really?
Yeah. So I heard he's like, I don't know, like a little dementia or something. But yeah, I would love to go to Vegas and interview Uncle Junior. He's still alive. Yeah, he outlived everybody.
Wow.
My father, all his brothers and sisters, and he even outlived his mother. But Jehovah's Witness saved him, basically because he was rowdy growing up. He probably seen that addiction was in the family. So basically he became, very strong member of the Jehovah's Witness. Basically, he lived in Calabasas. He had a huge house with, like, swimming pool with lions and water, and you're not supposed to make money or prestige, but money was kind of his god, like, he saved a lot of money, lived a beautiful life. My aunt, his wife, was a model in New York, and then married. She just died, like, last year. She was gorgeous. So anyway, that's where the Jehovah came from. My grandmother and Uncle Junior. There you go. Okay, who else do we have here? Okay, that's my mother and father. Aww, so this was like the real mob wives right there. So they're at a dance in New York called, like, all the mob used to go, all the wise guys, called the Artistry Dance. So I remember that the kids used to go, like, everybody would go. They would have entertainment for all the mob wives and the guys and the neighborhood guys, and it would happen once a year called the Artistry Dance. Yeah, so there's my mother, her little mini dress, her little beehive. She was so stylish. Oh my God. And she had 4 kids, okay?
And your father's gorgeous.
Look how handsome.
Wow. Wow.
So my father, you see right here, I used to tell him, he said somebody stabbed him in the chin. But he had a cleft. Beautiful. So look how handsome. Look how beautiful they were.
So beautiful.
Yeah. And that's me and Joey.
Oh my God.
Yeah. At my grandmother's house. Let's see how identical we were. So me and my twin were like identical. Like you cannot tell us apart. Like the same everything. And now people look at us and like, are you guys related? You're not related. Like, we don't even look fucking related, okay? But we were born really in the same sack, like identical as fuck. So here we are playing together.
Which one is?
That's my grandmother's house.
No, but where's you and where's?
I can't tell the difference.
Really?
No. I know I have a bigger head, but you can't tell the difference.
You don't.
I'll show you as we go along.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, that's my mom. See, we're on the boat. She caught a fish that day in Malibu. We were on our friend's boat, and this was in the 80s. And yeah, and that's my mom and dad. So they were always in love. They always stood together since they were 15 years old. They met, and they started dating, and they both died like side by side. Like when my father passed away, he was 72. Then my mother passed, right after that, because she missed him so much. So yes, dysfunctional. Yeah, a lot of things happened. My father was in the Bronx. Huh? Cross-addictive family. My mother went to the bar in the Bronx. She beat up a few bitches. Yes, this all happened. But they loved each other, and they stood with each other till the last day. Yeah, and she didn't have to work.
See, this love that exists,
Yeah,
Cosmo.
it truly exists.
We should really believe in that, you and I.
No, I believe in it. It's just harder to find because there's so many hot fucking trannies on the website. Girl, I went to a party the other night.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
World of Wonder premiere, Cosmo was in that show as well.
Beautiful transvestites I've ever seen, and transsexuals. So gorgeous. I'm like, no wonder why fucking men are cheating on their wives and there's no institution of marriage. They're beautiful. The dolls, honey.
Beautiful.
The dolls. And they were all working girls and they were proud of it. But they're taking all our husbands. You can take the husband, just make sure you bring him back, okay? Jolene. Anyway, yeah, it's a conundrum. It's a thing in America, all over the world.
Do you remember where's that?
Yes. So this is where we live, right next to Michael Jackson.
What?
Yeah. I remember it was 5500 Lindley Avenue.
Aww.
The condo was beautiful. So that's my dad. That's me with the short shorts. Look how skinny.
That's you?
Yes,
oh
queen.
Wow, woo, she's
I got a beautiful body, bitch. You just can't see it because it's underneath this one. But girl, that's what's there, girl.
I love it.
Yes, queen.
That's so cute.
She still got it, girl.
She still got it. Little white shorts, come on.
This is my older brother, Tommy.
Oh, really? That's Tommy.
Yeah, that's Tommy. So he's 5 years older. So he was like different, the black sheep. Like, it was me, Joe, and Sophia getting in mischief, trouble. And Tommy went to work. He was a good boy. He stood by himself. Like, he saw us all going crazy, doing coke like Goodfellas or whatever. I was probably coked out right there and then making sauce. Right?
And then where are the meatballs?
And Tommy's like, just coming to grab food and run. Like, go back in his bedroom. So Tommy was like the normal one, And my sister Sophia too. Like, she didn't do any drugs. She was very beautiful. I love my little sister. I used to dress her up and do her hair, and she looked like Vanity. Remember Vanity with Prince?
I will look it up. Sorry.
Yeah, look up Vanity.
And it says, you remember something, Kathy's kitchen?
That's my mother, Kathy.
Oh, she had a little sign.
So this was Kathy's kitchen.
Aww.
So this is when my father kind of left the mob life, and then he came out here. He got this condo, bought furniture, and then my mother came out here first because they were gonna separate.
Right, you told us. Yeah, that's right.
Because she couldn't stand the beating up bitches in the Bronx and my father not coming home, and that mob life wasn't for her. even though she loved him, she was thinking about leaving him. And then when he came out here, she came out here first just to test for the summer, and they fell in love again. And they were like 2 kids, and they looked beautiful. And then Tommy came out here first, and then my father got him a job at the Palm restaurant.
And Tommy was not dealing at all. He was just waiting, not involved at all. It was only your father that was dealing with palms.
Yeah, no, my brother Tommy, like I said, he's
never
like,
touched a
good
thing.
kid.
Oh wow.
No drugs.
He was probably traumatized, Cosmo, if you think about it.
Traumatized.
If he loved you all, right? And he saw you guys.
He
like,
saw us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's where you go to Al-Anon.
And then you stopped talking to him for some time, right? And then you reconnected.
This is later. We'll get to that, girl.
Okay.
This is way before though. This was like a good time.
Got you.
Where drugs and cocaine and drinking was working, queen. As you can see, she was Michelle Pfeiffer, girl.
And then where are the meatballs? Can you tell me? Is to
They're
the
probably
right, to the right of it? Is the little stove that you
probably
have?
it was probably meatballs that day. I don't know what I was making.
But you always cooking.
I was always.
You was
cooking.
always cooking. Yeah, he's such a good cook.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was
that
me and my
chicken.
mother. But like when my mother didn't cook, like I would be the cook.
Really?
Yeah.
So did she teach you how to cook?
Yeah, it was tradition.
Oh, tradition. Okay.
You know, like
You were a
a
little
mother,
kid.
like your mother would show you.
Yeah.
Right.
Sewing and everything.
Like the baking, like your grandmother did. So it was tradition. So my mother would show me how to cook, and then eventually Sophia, you know, started. Now she's an amazing cook.
Oh wow.
Like better than all of us.
And Joe was like boy.
Joe was boy. He was out playing sports. He was
yeah.
in the gym. Like he was doing all the things. You know, always.
He can cook a steak or something.
Oh yeah, Joey can. He'll never starve.
Yeah. He'll never starve.
Joey's good cook.
Italian, yeah.
But on the tradition.
Where was your this is the POV from what room? Like where are we? Where's your bedroom? Like where would be is it the entrance?
So
to
my
the
father's going in the den.
house?
We had a den, girl.
Oh my god.
Okay, like the Brady Bunch, bitch. So when we moved out here, it was like, wow. Like I didn't know. And like we're going into the valley and I saw all the lights. It was nighttime. And then my father takes out this remote control and then we clicks and a big genie opens the garage door. And then we walk in this fucking condo. It's huge. And there's chandeliers and I'm like, oh my God. So my father really wanted that life for us in New York, but we were never able to get it. But we always had everything.
And they were able to get it financially wise, like it was more expensive back then, or because he got lucky, he got a Palm restaurant job and he was able to deal.
Right, because in New York, you know, when you're in the mob and like you're, you know, my father was this knock around guy. You know, some months were great, and when you come home with so much money, he would win gambling, and he'd come home with a brand new car, and you know, buy my mother fur coats, and we had everything. My birthday parties were ridiculous. You know, like he would go all out, you know, mob style. But then there was times where he'd come home when he was broke. You know what I mean? Lost money gambling. You know, and then he's driving this old beat up fucking shebang. And I'm like, where's the caddy? What happened, you know? And then my mother like would have to go for food stamps, like real. In New York, and then they would come to your house, the welfare, the GR. They would come to your house and they would check to see if you had like a TV, like a Goodfellas. It's like real time. Like they would come to your house, and if when you went to get food stamps, like GR, basically you couldn't wear no jewelry. You had to look like really.
You gotta be poor.
You had to be poor. Yeah. So it was highs and lows. It was way more highs than lows, but my father got sick of it. So then he got the job at the Palm restaurant, and he's serving like Johnny Carson, and he's serving like all these Donna Summers and big tippers, you know. The checks in there were very big.
And it was truly just based off the tips, or then he also started dealing. Like how was he able to afford that condo? Was it just a paycheck from?
The Palm would have been perfect.
Just enough. Like it would
just
be
enough.
Even with that, he would not need to be dealing with
drugs. My Uncle Junior got him the job. So
Yeah.
Uncle Junior already had a house in Calabasas with the Lions heads. Like you make great money at the Palm.
Like guys, imagine like right now what happened to the economy right now, working at the restaurant would never get you this.
No, it
and back in the
changed
day,
everything. That's why the Palm is gone. It's been there for years and years and years.
I wish we could visit.
But basically, they made, even the busboys, my brother Joe was making like $1,500 a week.
Back then.
Busboy.
back then, which is equivalent to how much right now, like money wise, like if it's 1,500.
1,500. Well, do the math. Like at the end of the month.
No. But how much?
1,500 a week.
No. But like right now, 1,500 a week is not that much. It's good still, but it would be like equivalent to a 10K. With this economy, like that's how much money 1,500 back in the
You
day.
made very, very good money.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
And just being a busboy.
Crazy.
So my father.
So he didn't need to be dealing, but why did he decide to?
Oh, did I say dealing? Yeah.
You said it in the other podcast. Yeah.
So my father was a knock-around guy, and like everybody had a hustle, even though money was coming in, and it was really good. The Palm Restaurant didn't need extra because he was serving like, making a lot of money there. But of course, we have a side hustle. You know what I mean?
All of us do, right?
Like you get the guy out of the neighborhood, but you can't get the neighborhood out of the guy, right? So my father had a side hustle, and basically it was like, dealing blow. Yeah.
What is blow? Cocaine?
Blow. You ever see the movie Blow?
No.
With Johnny Depp?
No.
You have to
I
see
have
this
to see
movie.
this, okay.
So blow means coke.
Coke.
They used to call it blow.
Blow. Because you blow it? Because you're sniffing it?
Because they just call it blow.
Blow, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dealing
So,
blow.
yeah. So that's when I met all like the celebrities, and they were all like at my house because my father was like the dealer.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was very exciting. Like I thought I was Michelle Pfeiffer. I didn't have to work. I didn't have to go to school because the money was plenty and the cocaine was plenty. And it was.
And you didn't think it was wrong because your dad, the person that you trust, and you know how your parents.
But everybody did it. Like
right.
everybody.
It was cash.
Everybody.
It's like weed right now, right? It's like weed right now.
It was normal.
It's normal.
In New York, like if you were the cool dad, you would be doing cocaine with your kids when they were like 17.
Wow.
Yeah, you're like, that was like the cool thing to do, and I thought it was normal,
Yeah.
But deep down inside, I knew, like, Donna Reed would never give her kids coke. You know what I mean? Like Middle America, but we was raised in New York like Goodfellas, so we were Goodfellas.
Goodfellas, yeah.
So anyway, the party was great, and it lasted a very long time. My mother was teasing the hair, and like drinking the vodka. Her thing was drink. It wasn't cocaine, it was drink.
Yeah.
And my father would be, I come home, he would come home from work, and then, take out a few grams, and then we all at 2:00 in the morning sit with my father for a few days, girl, and that's when I got like super addicted. But I was addicted to coke before that, girl. Like I was in New York.
Oh yeah.
Younger. So this is like I'm 18. But in New York at 16, that's when somebody gave me like freebase. And it was somebody like, one of my father's friends that shouldn't have gave it to me. So it was like
What kind of high is that compared? So what does coke do and what does freebase do?
Well, coke is intense. But freebase is like the shortcut. Like it just, bam, it hits you.
What do you feel when you're?
You feel euphoric.
It's like me on 5 espressos.
You feel like you could rule the world.
Okay. That's how I feel every day, though.
It's amazing. Well, now we feel that way sober.
Yeah, right. And naturally,
and you can feel that way sober.
Especially after
literally, after like working some steps, and you get that and meditating, you can actually levitate. And you don't need drugs and alcohol. And it took me a long time to learn that. And then we'll get into that with my sponsors podcast. But now I get high just by that. But then it was just like the best. So cocaine was like you're snorting it. Everybody's in the bathroom doing it. But something about freebase, it was taboo. Like if you freebase.
And we love a taboo. You and I,
right.
Yeah, you're talking about to do something. Yeah.
Right. So living on the edge.
Yeah.
So I
rebellion.
Yeah, it was like a secret of secrets.
Yeah.
So, but I'm hanging out with like all these kind of like mafia people, and we're like freebasing in a hotel room, and like the guys they were hot. These knockaround guys. It was neighborhood guys, and it was all the Italian guys that you dream of when you're a kid. You're like, oh my god, this guy's so gorgeous, and you have like little girl crushes on. Now I'm 16, 17. She looking cute, honey. Okay, she got a little outfit on, little haircut, girl. And I see them looking at me, honey, like they start eyeballing, Cosmo's son. But my father was really tough, though. So my father knew that somebody was freebasing with me, one of those New York guys, like he would have probably had them killed.
And Cosmo's son is because your father's name is Cosmo, also.
I'm Cosmo Jr.
There we go.
Yeah.
See, maybe you guys.
So I was named after my father.
And then freebase, what's the technique? What do? You cook it and then what? You smoke it?
Freebase is cocaine,
Uh-huh.
but basically you cook it with a little baking soda, and then you cook it, and then it forms a rock. It's just pure coke. Then you throw that on a pipe, and then we will put like Bacardi in the pipe, and it would bubble, and then you take a hit, and girl, once I took that hit, it was game over. I was chasing that feeling for forever. So it's kind of the worst thing that was ever given to me.
And how long does it last? And then how do you crush?
It literally lasts 20 minutes.
Really, girl?
And then you gotta go get more
Oh,
and
no,
more
oh, no,
and more
oh, no.
and more and more
Oh, God.
and more.
And then what do you when you come off that feeling? What do you feel regret? Do you feel like I'm thirsty? I want it again? Like is it high and then
In the beginning, you don't feel really regret because it's like the cool thing to do. You're like, ooh, I did some freebase, with my father's friends, and you know what I mean? It was cool. I got my freak on or whatever, you know what I mean? So it was like cool taboo. You know, it was that secret, but like everybody all the cool people knew that were doing it. Cut to, it became so addicting. Like I was a laboratory rat.
But what was your feeling once you you were high, then it wears off, and what's the feeling do you hit, like emotionally and physically? Are you tired? Are you like what? How do you feel once it's done? Once it's gone?
You're exhausted.
Exhausted.
You're depleted. You wake up so tired, hungover.
Uh-huh.
But that's how I always woke up, so it was normal to me. You know, like when I got sober and like actually had sleep, it was like a new feeling to me. It was foreign because I was so used to being hungover and going to work.
Oh wow!
Like
On top of that,
well, then I didn't have to work. That was when everything
Michelle
was
Pfeiffer.
fabulous. She was Michelle Pfeiffer by the pool. She was doing cocaine. Her father was supplying her. I had all the celebrities coming to my home. They were buying the coke. We were hanging out. You know, basically, it was like amazing. You know, it was Hollywood. First, it was New York. You know, in New York, I was going to all the clubs, and it was very exciting. And then we moved here, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like LA. You know, but my father was the dealer, but he didn't freebase. See, if my father would have known I was freebasing, smoking it, it's taboo. You know, you do not do that shit. That's for low life scumbags. Because he knew.
what could spiral down?
He knew that how addicting it was. It was demonic. So I never really told him I freebased. But anyway, but then, you know, I wasn't in New York anymore. I moved to LA. My father moved here, and then I moved to LA.
It's my father. So we moved to LA.
Yeah.
So we moved to LA.
So then I just started snorting again.
Okay.
You know, like a normal queen. Girl. Like a normal ass.
Technical difficulties with sound and batteries, and messy, messy indeed. But speaking about like parents' approval, for the longest, my parents wouldn't give me approval to be like creative, and only because like the way your dad didn't want a hard life for you, right? Like don't be gay because you're gonna be, you know, pointed figures at, and you know, people are gonna be bullying you, and maybe you won't have a beautiful family with kids, which he wanted for you probably, right? So, not that, you know, you can't have it if you're gay, but
He just saw,
Right.
you know, how the gay people, how they suffered.
exactly.
You know, and he didn't want me to suffer that way. You
Right.
know?
So similarly, my
Yeah.
mom, when I took accounting path, which I kind of fell into, she was like, "Oh no, don't become an artist. Are you crazy?" Like she didn't want me to suffer, and it's coming from the point of wanting to protect your kid. Same thing. It's like, yes, I have a sole purpose to be, you know.
Your mother wanted security.
Yeah, security. Like
She wanted security, and she, you know, like you being an artist, an amazing artist, because like you could make jewelry and you could make a dress and you could put like
a
all
table
this,
together.
a table together and fix a drawer, girl. I can't. But you're so creatively artistic, and usually people aren't really both. You know what I mean? So, but you're both. You're also very, very business minded. So you're gifted.
But also that's.
But I could see how your mother
Yeah.
wanted you to go to the corporate route for protection.
For protection, exactly. And I feel like And now looking back, it's like all those things that I didn't want to do, now I kind of reap the benefits from, right? So like that corporate thing, that discipline, that stupid 9 to 5, the P&Ls, the balance sheets, the financials, the taxes, the laws, the royalties, you know? It's kind of is helping. So sometimes your parents are not wrong because basically parents are just grown up kids. It's basically like I'm now older than my parents mentally, I feel like, in certain ways, so I see that they're still kids in certain areas.
Right.
And in certain areas I am older than my mom, you know?
Right.
But in certain areas she's still
It's
older
kind of, we
and
become the
wiser.
parents.
Yeah.
And they become the kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially like it happened.
You came from Russia by yourself.
Yeah.
Tell them
That was a traumatic experience.
by herself, didn't speak English
Speaking-
at all.
Yeah.
You know, lived
Yeah.
in a little roach apartment by herself, downtown LA. Koreatown.
Almost downtown LA, yeah.
Learned how to speak English.
Yeah.
Worked in a corporate atmosphere.
Yeah.
Went to college.
Yeah.
It was school, education.
Like I didn't know how to pay for meter to park the car. Like, you know what I mean? There's like nobody told me about DWP. Like, what is credit score? I didn't know what credit score
Yeah.
is. So all those things and then like I really met you really early on though. Like I really met you a long time ago.
Yeah.
But again, like even that was a miss. Like we met a long time ago, but sometimes it's just timing. Like me not being an artist for all those years, it's okay, you know. Like now we're ready, and we met a long time ago. We could have done it.
Well,
a long
you
time
learn how
ago.
to do business, like the business part. You know, where I lack in a bit. I'm good at business, knowing like by eye and like knowing,
What's,
you know,
what would sell, like
what sells, and like I know, like I was, you know, my gift, you know, which is like I know
You're
what's
really business minded, very
Yeah,
business minded.
yeah.
You know how to
and artistic and all that stuff, you know. But as far as like paperwork and
yeah.
being organized, you know what I mean, and going that extra stuff that I don't want to do,
No.
I had to learn a lot.
Yeah.
But that's why I had to pull somebody in my store because it's a monster that's really good at that stuff. You know, I don't touch it.
Yeah.
You know, basically.
And imagine, but Cosmo, like imagine I'm really similar to you. Basically, I'm you, but forced to do P&Ls and Excels every day.
Yeah.
I would turn green every day. Like I remember it was such a suffering situation I was in. Yeah. So anyway, I feel like I might need a little.
No, but girl, you've come a long way from a different country, and now like, so basically, this is your dream, you know.
Yeah, my
basically.
dream, absolutely.
And your mom is like, no, like stay with that corporate job. You're gonna have 401k. You're gonna be protected. Blah blah blah. And you left a job with really good pay.
Really good pay, yeah. Really good pay.
And you're like, I gotta let this artistic. You know what I mean? Because if you're not enjoying what you're doing.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't. And like you guys, if you are in a similar situation, again, it comes to the same thing, giving yourself a promise and allowing and trusting and just taking steps, right? And at least have it in the back of your mind. Like if you want to switch career, at least have it, at least allow yourself to dream and like journal and write it down and just hope that one day you'll be there. Because most of us, unfortunately, don't get to do what they love, right? And you are in that job for 40 plus hours a week, and then you come home and you're tired. So like what time do you have for yourself? I remember coming home and being so tired that I couldn't even think about creative things, or you know, and then you have weekend and you have to do laundry and clean, you know what I mean, and then you have to paint. Then maybe you'll paint for 1 hour, make a dress for 1 hour, and then the new week begins. So, and you're kind of stuck in this thing thinking you can only make money a certain way, which is through corporate, whatever. And like every time Cosmo would sell a piece, I'm like, I made money from something that I made with my hands. How weird is that? Like, it took me time to be like, no, it's okay to make money with your talents. It's totally fine. But I had such a block. But it's all kind of similar with sobriety. Like, it's all the same thing. It's like believing in yourself.
Because you know what? I honestly believe, you know, like when I got sober and I had a sponsor and he was like really empathic and spiritual, like creepy, like new, like, you know, spirits and good spirits and bad spirits. But anyway, you know, and he said, God wants your heart's desire. Mm-hmm. God wants your heart's desire. He goes, and you're going to have your own store in a year. And I'm like, what?
When you were the lowest,
I'm like,
right?
what? A drug addict like me? Like, going to have my own store? And that was always my dream. Like, I was like, really? Do you know, like, in a year, I have my own store.
And it takes sometimes that person to
you know what?
push
And
you a
it's
little
like,
bit.
but I didn't believe it. That was the farthest from my agenda. Like, I thought I was just going to be either stay a drug addict or maybe go into like hairdressing or doing something that I still love to do, but not as much as like, so like God wants your heart's desire, wants bigger and better beyond your wildest dreams.
And we never allow
And what
that.
the fuck is happening right now?
Exactly, but we never. It takes.
It just
sometimes-
never ends,
It
you
takes
know?
never. I was never in.
I was never in. Yeah, that's the name of the song, by the way.
And I feel like sometimes it does take this external voice to push you. Like I remember, like a month ago, I didn't know how to do something, and I was afraid. And you're like, Eugenia, there's nothing that you don't know how to do, or you won't be able to figure out. And I was like, really? And I was like, oh my gosh. And then like it gives me wings like Red Bull does, you know what I mean? And yeah, and then sometimes it does take this because we are.
It's true.
We're so muddied, muddy here. It's so foggy.
Well, the
so,
chatter,
the
you know,
chatter,
and it
yeah.
wakes up, and you're like, our head, like as an addict, is literally against us.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we have to stop the chatter, and I finally learned how to stop that, you know, basically, and. You know, and like, you know, you get rid of that bullshit. You just shovel it all out. It's all like bullshit, fear, false evidence appearing real, and that's when you have your contact. You know, that's when you have it's like you're a vessel, and new things could come in. You know, but girl, it takes work, girl.
And usually, your goals and your dreams are not that difficult to achieve. I know it sounds like braggy right now, but they're not that big of a deal in the way that it's more the anxiety that stands between them. Like I'm such an advocate because I was the same way. I wanted to open an Etsy store for like, I don't even remember, 5 years. I opened one 7 years ago. I made no sales and then I closed it. And then you try something, it doesn't work, you give up. You try something, it doesn't work, you give up. Instead of maybe giving a little bit more to this and expecting it's not gonna give up, but not giving up on the whole project. Like it's okay for it to fail. Obviously, don't be stupid. Don't try just to do the same thing over and over, expecting the same result. But if you have a calling, just try to nurture it. Yeah. So, and now I have Etsy stores, and you know, I make $500 a month. It's passively. I'll link them down below, guys.
Girl,
yeah.
and
I make bracelets, and sometimes I and then it's something that I set it and forget it basically, and it's great, and that's what I want.
But look what we're doing now. Like six months ago, I was on Software Underbelly, you know, and then she just took that and we rode with it, you know, like basically.
Success is opportunity meeting readiness.
Exactly.
That's it.
Right.
So we just have to like it's like you can be surfing out and about in the ocean of opportunities, right? But if you're not gonna, you have to see the wave, and then you have to put action together to get on that wave.
Right.
And you might not ride it, you might fall, but you might actually ride it, right? But at least like you always have those waves around you as opportunities, and you do have that surfboard.
Get it, girl. Do it. What?
No. Grinding.
Surfboard. Surfboard.
This is now Patreon worthy. Members only zone begins.
Girl, we are so silly. I can't.
You know, Colin and Samir that didn't get back to me, by the way, you guys. I emailed you. One day we will be on your podcast, Colin and Samir. We'll have a concept called deep end. So I feel like Cosmo, you and I, we've reached the deep end of our conversation. Like, we're done. Like
Are we done, Mama?
I feel like this is
we
should
done?
call it not a deep
Are they
end.
like cut, queen, cut?
So not to
Girl.
not to copy Colin and Samir, what would we call it when we like hit the rock bottom of our podcast?
Bye, Felicia.
Okay, bye, Felicia.
It's time to go.
It's time to go.
Yeah.
All right.
But I had an amazing time,
Same.
girl. A lot of stuff came up, you know, and basically, stay tuned to the next podcast
With Ansley.
Ansley,
Oh, yeah.
and she's my sponsor. We're going to talk about a little exorcism and sobriety and making sobriety fun and finding relief. You know,
We're gonna burn that sage.
we're going to burn the sage. We're going to look at the dirty truth because a lot of us don't want to look at the dirty truth. But you'll find like the monster's not underneath the bed. It's all false evidence appearing real. Here we go again with another podcast. Anyway, go to Queen and Melrose. We have merch. We have beautiful t-shirts, hats, bracelets, Every week we have new merchandise. Amazing. We just did the gold. The gold is doing really well in the store. Trucker hats, little charm bracelets with little queen crowns for the queen mother. So, yeah, queenofmelrose.com and also cosmoanddonato.com if you want to shop for some clothing. And there's other items of merch on that web. So cosmodonato.com and queenofmelrose.com. You're going to find a lot of surprises.
And follow Cosmo on Instagram, Queen of Melrose as well, and on TikTok as well, if you're not already. Okay?
And subscribe.
If you haven't subscribed,
Girl, click that button, queen.
And you also,
I always wanted to say that, bitch.
yeah! There you go, influencer. He's an influencer. If you made it that far, all the way to Felicia, you must subscribe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just click that button. I watch them do it all night. I'm podcast addicted. I have so many idols. Tasha K, you're one of them. I could when
Try to go there.
when Wendy Williams got sick, girl. Oh my God, you became my new Wendy Williams, girl. My new addiction queen. You are fucking amazing, girl. From Red Lobster, she was a waitress. Now she's like the queen of podcasts, girl. So from the queen to the queen. Anyway, yes. With that, you guys have a lovely, stay queen and sober. Love you, Eugenia, girl. I love you. Yes,
I love
mama.
You. We did it. It was
We
really
did it,
good.
mama.
Mwah. Okay, guys, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. That was so fucking
Do you like it, girl?
I love it so much. Okay, cut.